guys, today's exercise is called a leg slide. So this one, we're again working the T-zone, but we're getting the legs involved in a vertical movement just to make you work the area a little bit differently and to get you in control of all your back muscles as well. This one is really important that we don't want to feel the spine moving whatsoever. So your core is there to keep your spine completely still so that you can move safely and get those muscles working appropriately. Find your space, get yourself ready, then we're coming down onto your back into our normal start position here. So feet should be comfortable distance from your bum so that your legs and hips are all nice and relaxed. Roughly about hip width apart. Shoulders completely relaxed, chest is relaxed, and you're in that neutral spine. So that tiny little arch through your lower back, focusing on getting your hips and your pubic bone nice and flat and even here. So we don't want to feel it tilting back. We don't want to feel it tilting forward. We want to keep that completely square and even, and that's the most important part of this exercise. So for this one, I always suggest that you hold on to your hips. It just gives you a great awareness to what's actually going on. We're going to inhale, tighten that whole T-zone area. So you're lifting that pelvic floor, closing that down, and then engaging across that TA. So we're feeling that waist tighten as well. Open the rib cage to get the big full inhale. Then as we exhale, we're pulling the rib cage down and slowly sliding one foot gently away from your body, just to where you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be a full extension. And then an inhale to come back up. Now, without feeling your whole body weight switch to the other side, we want to do it on the other leg. So big inhale, make sure everything's tight, open that rib cage. Exhale to press. Perfect. Keep that pattern going for me. So you can either take a little break in the middle to readjust to the other side, or you can go straight from one leg to the other. If, depending on your surface, like if you're on, tiles at home, it might be a little bit easier to slide. If you're on carpet, you might feel a little bit more pushy. So if you need to, you can slightly lift the heel off the floor, but this does put a little bit more pressure on your hip flexor. So I always suggest at the end, just rest your leg back down so you're not straining that area too much, and only have it lifted while you're actually doing the movement. Relax those shoulders. Exhale, bring the rib cage down as we go out. Inhale to come back. Keeping that T-zone engaged, so we don't want to feel those hips side to side. We don't want to feel the lower back lifting as you go away and then coming back as you're coming in. Make sure everything above the hips stays completely concrete still. We shouldn't feel any movement there whatsoever. Exhale to press. Inhale to come back. Now, unlike yesterday's one, we can't change the breathing technique here. It's always going to be an exhale out, inhale back. Even when we go up into our tabletop and get a little bit more adventurous in our movements, whenever the leg is moving away from your body, it's an exhale, because that's when you need the most support through your core to keep your lower back and spine still. Practice here as long as you want to. Exhale away, draw the rib cage down, get those obliques working, tighten that tummy. Inhale to come back. Take it as slowly as you need to. And just feeling that T-zone really working here. Try and relax the thighs. So overactive quads are a big problem that you're going to face when we start doing classes. So if you are feeling the thighs really tense up here, focus on elongating that muscle. So we don't want to feel it squeezing back in. We want to feel it nice and long. So you're resting out. So everything's stretched. Then try not to tense the quad to come back in. Use that pelvic floor, that tummy muscle to pull back up rather than big dominant thigh muscles. The more you learn how to use your core correctly, the less you'll feel those leg muscles taking over, but it can take quite a lot of time to perfect that. Again, if you feel like you need a little bit of extra assistance, feel free to take a video of yourself doing the exercise, send it to me, and I'll give you some little critiques. Use a mirror, use a friend, whatever you can to try and get this one perfected. Don't feel like you only have to do this little 5 minutes. Feel free to jump down on the floor, practice whenever you want during the day, or tomorrow, keep building. Instead of just doing one video, come back, do the leg slides, do the bent knee fallouts, do the activation, so you're building on everything rather than just doing a little 5-minute section. But if you need to do the 5 minutes, that's okay. That is today done. Tomorrow we will be doing our leg lift. So similar movement, we're just coming up instead of going further out. Getting that tummy working, you should be starting to notice now that that tummy is activating a little bit easier. You don't have to think about it quite as much. All it takes is that little bit of practice every day for those core muscles to turn on and to get used to it. Great work, guys. I will see you tomorrow.